everyone, welcome back to Write with Ink. Today I'm going to help out my friends from KEWY Entertainment, link in description, to design their brand new song title named Dreamer or 梦想家. Before we start, we need to make sure that we have our ingredients. Firstly, take a saucer from your kitchen and pour 2 types of ink into the saucer. Make sure it is half filled. This is to ensure that the writing process afterwards will be smoother. Secondly, we take our calligraphy brush, dip it, soak it, make sure it is fully wet and supple before we start writing. The first 3 iterations that I'm going to make are mainly in black and white, which is the traditional way of writing Chinese calligraphy. The first iteration is the simplified Chinese version, the second is the traditional Chinese version, and the third is English. As you can see in the first 2 designs, the star of the show is the words 梦想, which means dream in Chinese. My idea is that to become a dreamer, you must first have a dream, which is why I made those 2 words stand out, only adding the jia as a small font below. As for the English version, there is no particular meaning for each alphabet, so I just wing it and let my design sensors guide me through. There's no specific meaning behind how I write the words in English, but in my mind I just tell myself, yeah, I want to make this word fancy and grand to suit the title, and here's my design. Now let's add in some colors. Get your color palettes from a Chinese calligraphy store and a color palette, a dirty cloth, a Chinese calligraphy brush, and a bowl of water. The next 3 iterations are going to be colored, obviously. The placements of the words are more or less the same, but I just throw in some colors to make it more interesting and less dull. For the simplified version, I went with a little bit of dark blue, light blue, and a tinge of white to create some sort of dreamy feel to it. As you see just now, I dipped a ton of color onto my brush. This is to make sure the words can be written, because if the brush is too dry, I will be unable to create these pieces. I can't actually pull the brush. The process itself is quite messy and I have to use my fingers to help out to mix the colors. And also it takes quite some skill to write in this type of ink, which is a paint. Yeah, so it is a very good experience for me, and I actually like it a lot. The next, I went with some red, orange, and some yellow to create some sort of burning passion in the dream. Some of them are wet, as you can see, because my brush is too wet when I was mixing the colors. So this is something for me to learn, not to put too much water. Be noted that when I'm doing this, I'm actually experimenting as I go. So hopefully I'm learning as much as you do in the video. And here's the process. Lastly, it is the English version. I went with the same color palette as for the simplified Chinese version because I feel like it. Okay, There's actually no apparent reason for me mixing these colors. I'm just, as I said, I'm just trying out new stuff. I'm trying out new patterns. I'm trying new writing styles, yeah, to keep this culture alive. So the design is more or less the same, so you just can see through it and enjoy the rest of the video. By the way, if you are a professional calligrapher, please do not be triggered by what I did just now. I did some bobi, which I wrote back my strokes, which is a very big mistake in the calligraphy world, but I sincerely apologize, and hopefully this does not actually trigger anyone. Finally, the video is done. You can see the Photoshop versions flying through the screen. If you want to see a more detailed version, you can go follow my Instagram on Moji, okay, which is on the screen. You can go follow it, and also go support KEWY Entertainment to listen to their new song. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe this video, and see you next week.